All right. It's a wonderful client that brought this rug in, and I've already, there's a lot of pet urine, a little bit of everything in this rug. Already vacuumed it very well, front and back, in the area where I bring rugs in and document them, check them front and back, make sure everything's okay, if I'm not missing anything, inspect the fibers, inspect all the tags in the back, the backing, vacuum really good. And then what I did is I put it in a marinating bath so that I can pre-treat all the urine. I wanted to make sure that I had an enzyme in here to digest everything, make sure everything was tickety-boo. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix up the product in here and get it all going here. And I'll use the Cymex today. So the Cymex is a planetary, so it's rolling this way, but also you've got the brushes that are spinning in the opposite direction, so it's doing a planetary thing. Very, very good product, very good machine. So what am I going to use here? So I know it's a synthetic, but I use Chemmax, sorry. It's a deodorizer with essential oils in it. Very natural product that's excellent. And what I do, I've already kind of got it dialed in with how much I need. And I've got it in a bucket, basically Home Depot bucket with holes on the bottom, so I can just rain feed it through. And get the whole rug all saturated with the product that I want to use to clean this with. And then I'll use the Cymex and rotate the product in, get it all scrubbed up. And I'll rinse it out, flush it, and then turn it over, and then do the same on the back. Turn it over again, probably do another wash with maybe a different product just to finish it off, and rinse it out again, and then we can get it into the drying room so we can get it off to the rug owners. Probably today's Friday. Let it run through the weekend. It should be good. This is such a great machine. Really, really easy to run. It's got the 10-inch wheels on the back. Just glides really effortlessly. When I got the Cymex originally, it had the hard bristles on it, which were mainly for like tile and grout, even concrete scrubbing. And it's way too coarse for area rugs, even if it's a synthetic, way too coarse. So I ordered up these softer bristle pads pads. It's attachments for the bottom. So you just clip them out. They got little pins on the back that you just pull them off and replace them. There's the other ones right here, the harder bristled ones. You just have 4 little male-female ends. You just pop them off and put the softer bristled ones on. You can see it's gravity fed. I've graded from the top and it grades down to the bottom where I've got a trough at the bottom where it catches all the water. And then I've got an automatic pump out that I've got that discharges the dirty water. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. There's going to be some discoloration in this carpet, obviously, but this will be a major improvement for the rug owner. I think I'll probably end up using something a little bit different for a product once I get this rinsed out. I want to get a bit more aggressive with this. I can already tell I'm going to need it. I'm going to rinse this off here. This is just, I've got a 200-gallon freshwater tank. I don't know if you can see it. Nope, not in the camera. Tucked in the corner of the wash floor, and I fill it up with fresh water, and then it's all gravity fed. I don't like the gravity fed idea for this. It's nice when the tank is full, but you get half or a quarter of the way down, and it just doesn't want to flow that well. So I'm gonna get a pump put at the bottom of the tank, and then I'll connect the hose, and then I can get some power behind the feed. Sure smells good. The product from ChemMax, but I'm gonna need a little bit more of an aggressive product here, which is good because that mostly that product that I use is for wool rugs, wool and natural fibered rugs, which is great, but I need something a little bit different that I just love. It's Mark Sager's product. That's a odor kind of destroyer with a really good cleaner. I don't know if you can see it. Pea lime zyme. It's got a eucalyptus. Pea zyme. Oh, this one's not the lime. I don't like my lights always being on timers. Then it just shuts off when I don't want it to. We'll see how this. I know that's not what you want to see is a measured dose of it, but I'm going to put a few more holes in the bottom so it can rain quicker, because it's just kind of drizzling out, which is fine, but I like to come out a little bit quicker. Can you hear me? I'm using a lav mic, and it looks pretty good. But sometimes you can't hear it if it cuts out. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. A lot of discoloration. It's obviously been sitting in one place in their probably living room, maybe, and a couch. Maybe it goes around. You can see where it's lighter in some areas. Which I highly recommend to my customers to rotate their rugs, spin it around, just so you can get some nice even wear on it. But at this point, it's been there in this position for quite a long time, so I'm not going to want to change it now. That's okay too. Let's just get her clean. So what I'll do is I'll run this through, I'll rinse it out, and then I'm gonna use the power washer, and I want to blast this through. Let's see if I can dislodge some of the soils that's embedded in the backing too, and then it'll flush down from the top to the backing and then into the grate and then flush down off the floor and into the trough. Kind of relaxing, cleaning rugs. For the longest time, I would just put on the headphones and put on, there's some really great YouTube videos out there with guys who've got amazing setups, and it's like it's that ASMR. You just put it in your ears and you start listening to all of the sounds of the rugs being cleaned. Very relaxing. I'm kind of an oddball that way though. But it gave me really great ideas on how to build this wash floor. So I'd see how some people are doing them, and then I just tried to figure out what might work for our setup. And I'd like to do things a little bit differently, obviously, because the more you use it, the more you start to see, well, I could use this differently, or change this up a little bit, change the way I do things, be more efficient, so you can get rugs cleaned more efficient, quicker, get them out the door, dry them quicker. And that's the name of the business part of it, is just try to be more efficient so that you can be cost effective for your products, for your systems, and it's better for the client because they get their rugs back quicker, less wear and tear on the machines, less wear and tear on the body, which ultimately, at my age, I like the idea of less wear and tear on this old bod. Hey, just turned 50. I guess I'm creeping up there. Keeps you in shape though, which I like. I gotta get this pump turned on. Let's see how we turn out with power washer. There we go. Okay, this might be a little loud. Well, I hope if she's plugged in. Let's try this. I like the power washing idea, but it definitely takes some time. So this is another area where I want to get a better system. Well, you see some of those automated machines, boy oh boy, they obviously down the road that's what you want to do, is get a little bit more automated. If you get the big machines, just roll the rugs right up to it, and once the machine grabs it, it pulls it into the machine and it starts scrubbing it with all these different, basically a bunch of discs with brushes on them like that. And it pulls it through the machine, scrubbing it and rinsing it at the same time, and then gets it to the point where it's spitting it out the other end. Pretty slick. Just doing this, you can already tell how much it's brightening up the rug from scrubbing it, especially with the right product too, right? Definitely not a system you do in the house. When you, there's the carpet cleaning guys that'll do wall-to-wall carpet cleaning, and then the homeowner say, well, I got a couple area rugs that I'd like you to have cleaned. And then you do it on site, which is nothing wrong with that. That's how you mainly do them, when that's all you have is your truck mount or whatever you have to clean. Then you put them, lay it out in the living room or in their carport or driveway, and you clean it like that. And some guys will, I don't know if you can see them, but I've got 4-inch white PVC drainage tubes that before I had any of this in the warehouse, I would just build a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 square and then run a tarp inside of it, fill it up with my product, and then put the rug in there, and then I'd clean it like that. These polypropylene rugs, they really like to go brown after you've cleaned them, and they dry out. All that, if it's not vacuumed very well and get all of that soil, loose soil out, it'll really go brown on you. And then you gotta treat it again, rinse it out again, or treat it with a different product. 'Cause, yeah, it's all wicking to the surface of the fibers, so it's going all brown. I'm almost at the end of my power washing line. Got a little bit more. So we're based in Chilliwack, BC. I don't know how many other facilities there are like this locally that has with this type of rug cleaning area. Might be another one or two. Not everybody wants to do area rugs because it's there's so many different things that can go wrong with them if you're not set up to do it properly. So yeah, sometimes it's just the companies will do, where'd my squeegee go? Just do wall-to-wall carpet cleaning, and they'll either refer the area rug cleaning to someone who could handle it like this, because you can tell it just, there's no comparison with how well you can really clean these rugs if you got the right space and the right products and the right tools to do it. For many years I just used a truck mount to clean area rugs, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just want to rinse this out. Let's open this up. darn timed light. Gotta find out where that switch is. You can hear that pump. I'm gonna squeegee this again. And then I'm gonna flip it over and just clean out the back a bit. Slowly getting there. I'll show some before pictures so you can kind of see what it was like. These synthetic rugs are not as heavy as those natural wool rugs when they get wet. Still a little bit skookum, but not nearly as heavy as natural fibers or viscose. Viscose is so absorbent because it's a wood product. So wood is very absorbent. I'm gonna do a little bit of a scrub on the back here. Scrub this one. I'm not scrubbing it too hard on the back. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on the machine because I don't really need to go too hard on the back here. Just want to work the product into the backing a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do, I don't even need this for that. I've got a truck washing brush. Just scrub it in this way. It doesn't need to be an aggressive scrub. I just want to work it in. Maybe I'll use the power washer just a little bit because I can see on the binding around the perimeter just needs a bit of touch up. A little rinse. The back obviously doesn't need as much because that's the backing, and that's where everything's all tied into and yarn. So most of the agitation goes on the face of the rug. This is just a rinse that we want to put through the back here. flush this side out and then turn it around. Give one more cleaning on the face. Oops. Apparently I don't know how to flip a rug. Let's get this over again. One more. Get the edge. There we are. Still got some grime in there. See that? Whew. You can imagine trying to clean that in a house. Not gonna happen. Well, you could get the top of the fiber to maybe look good, but what's a little bit further down? And some people, that's all they want. It's just the top to look nice, and that's good. That's all they want. And that's sometimes all they're really paying for. I don't know. I kind of like to do it a little bit more thoroughly. This is going to be a really good rinse that I'm putting in here right now. That I think is going to make a huge difference. Especially on the wicking as it's drying. This is more like an acid, on the acid side of the pH. So this is an acid rinse, or more like down towards the 4 on the pH. I'm going to scrub this in as well. And then flush, another flush, roll it up. I'm going to put the rug sucker, this one around the rug sucker, and we'll show you how that goes too. So what do you think of this process? You can tell that this is something that you really need to make sure you're charging the customer enough to capture your costs, because this is a lot more involved. I had a client, or not a client, just a super nice elderly lady. I could tell that she had a couple of small pets or dogs that she said that kept on urinating in the corner and just kept on getting worse and worse, as it normally would if it keeps on going. And there was a previous carpet cleaner there that gave them a price. She didn't like that price. And then she told me the measurements of what she was wanting to have cleaned of the rugs. There was 3 separate rugs, a runner, and then one in the living room, and then one in the bedroom. And I told her what the price would be, and it was 3 times more than what the carpet cleaning company had quoted her. She said, whoa, I can replace it for all of them for a fraction of that cost. I said, absolutely, yep, you definitely can, if that's the case. Different type of cleaning, and I explained to her, well, she was on a budget, so I get that, I totally understand. But I explained the process, and she got it. She understood the length of detail that we go into caring for these rugs to make sure they're going to get the best results possible with the amount of damage that comes in to them. And pet urine is probably one of the toughest ones, I think most people find, because the odor is very apparent. It's got the ammonia that the salts give off. So when it comes out of the body, it's acid. It's an acidic type of a chemical, and then with the salts that are in the urine compiled with the diet that the animal is on, the salts go alkaline, and then the ammonia that those alkaline salts give off is pretty strong, and especially when it's warm and humid. I was just talking about this with another carpet cleaning gentleman that come by the shop today. Just the odor when it gets warmer out just heats up the house. Well, not heats up, it smells. So what I'm doing, I want some more. The water is going to give it more lubrication on here, so I'm going to really try and get a little bit deeper into these fibers. And obviously, these are all little things that you think I'd like to get a little bit better system at, because as soon as you put water onto this pit, it goes down to the trough, and you lose that lubrication on the fibers because it's already starting to drain down that sloped bed. So I'm losing all of that really good, valuable water to be able to clean with. But it seems to be working okay. Just got to be on it. Make sure I don't run a rug too dry while I'm scrubbing it. That's a no-no. When you start busting up the fibers and spinning them and twisting them, and then you got a whole bunch of other issues. But boy, this one's turning out not too bad for still recording? Yeah. For how soiled it was, how discolored it was. These machines are a multi-use machine. You can use it for polishing floors, or when you put your stripper down onto tile floors or hard surface floors, you can use this to agitate the stripper on it. It does spit quite a bit though. You can see that if you have that maybe in a closed-in room where you got cupboards or counters, lower cabinets, or in a commercial complex. If you get close to the walls, you can see how that could really spit up a lot of your product up onto baseboards or cabinet toe kicks. So you got to be very careful with this machine and with doing it with that application. There's also these types of pads, which is like a fiber pad, because this holds product, and then there's a feed tube that goes into the base of the machine, and it feeds through those discs. I'll show you. It feeds. Nope, not these ones. There's these that go onto those pads as well. You just pop those bristled ones on, and these ones got, you can kind of see, it's kind of got a grip to it, and then you can put these fiber pads on, and they stick to it. See, like that. And what happens is when you pop these underneath the machine, the product that you put in the tank, you pull a little trigger and it gravity feeds through the machine, through the top of the housing of the machine, and then it feeds it through, a little hole right there, feeds it through and gets this full of that product, and then as it scrubs, it's absorbing the soil into these pads, and then flip them over, and then you use this side, and then once they get worn down, you dispose of them and put new ones on. But really good for commercial grade carpet cleaning, for like common hallways in apartment complex or condo complexes. Really good for maintenance programs for carpet cleaning. You can cover a lot of square feet with those machines, and you can really travel at a good clip with them. It's one of the most popular, I'd say, for maybe 10, 15 years, maybe even more, 20 years. They've been really popular in the commercial carpet cleaning area. There's been a lot more machines that have come out that are just phenomenal commercial carpet cleaning machines that are not so much planetary, rotary machines, but there's some really great machines out, but very versatile. That's coming out nice. I think I'm going to give it another good rinse, so I can see some product in there that I don't want. Use a lot of water to rinse these out, and my feeling about that is that yes, you need it, but there's got to be a way for reclamation. Is that a word? water reclamation, reclaiming your water, cycling it through, purifying it, using it again. Because conservation is super important. Man, and if people in so many countries that are dry and parched logged on and watched this video, they'd be screaming, and every right to. Just different areas of the world are got different challenges, but water conservation, I think, is going to be something that has to be a serious consideration. Because it's crucial that we conserve water. Okay, I'm going to shut this video off because it's going to take me a bit to prepare for what I'm going to use next, which is called the rug sucker. It's a tube that has all these little dimples. See that? All those little dimples in them. And there's a little shut off, or you can control how much air is being pulled through. So this is where the vacuum. I got a 2-inch, or this is 2 inch and a half. So I'm going to run the truck mount, and I'm going to roll the rug around that, and I'm going to put fresh clean water and rinse it through, and I'm going to extract all of that nice clean fresh water through there. Let it vacuum out for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, depends. I'll take a look at it, and then unroll it, brush it out with a carpet grooming rake, and then get it into the drying room, which I already have some rugs in here that I got to get all rolled up and out the door. So I'm going to stop this video until I get set up for the other part. All right, now this is set up. I've got the tube that I was showing earlier that has all of the little dimples for extraction. So that's all set up. Now I'm going to do, I've got the truck mount up and running. She's been warmed up for enough now. I'm going to fire it up. All right. So now I'm going to start running fresh water through this tube, and I'm going to just put these are bags that I just put, so this is the end. I don't have any rug on that area, so these bags just slip on the end of it, and then it creates that vacuum for that, so that I'm getting more suction through the rest of the rug. You'll see as soon as I put this on, it'll suck right around it. Just like that. And then once I get towards the end of the rug, I'll wrap that around the whole end of it. So I've also got, I'm just going to use my garden hose, regular garden hose attachment, and shower feed, and then I'll just start rinsing or forcing water through that, and it's going to extract through my hose that's attached on that end and go out to the truck. And then, yeah, that will help rinse it very well. So instead of a spinner, you can kind of see the water's already starting to extract through there. So there's also big machines that you can roll up the rug and put them in, and it spins it. They're called centrifuges or spinners or however you want to call it. And this is my this is a more inexpensive version of a rug spinner. So I'm using the extraction method from the truck mount. Instead. And it works very well. Works really well. Takes a bit to get it set up, but it sure does work really well compared to, just leaving this step out, the rinsing and flushing step out of the cleaning process. This is that really crucial last step to get everything that you put in, all the product that you use to clean, really get a good flush. I'm right at the end of the rug. Can you even see this? Yep, a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll get all of this in there, all this water, just get it all rinsed in there, and then I'm going to put those bags, I'm going to readjust the bags, the socks, so I can fit around the edges a little bit better, so I can really pull all of this water through the fibers without loss of suction. You can see it just pulling right through. As soon as I move the hose, you can see it sucking right through the fibers, right to the backing. And get those socks on. A little bit tighter. I'm going to use a different one because this one doesn't have, see, it's closed at the end. And then there's ones that have their holes right through the end too, so I can go a little bit further with that, because I couldn't quite reach the edge of that rug. It was hitting the end of the pole, so now I can get it a little bit further. There we go. Cinch that up. Just like that. And what I sometimes do is I'll pull this off and I'll just run this right around the end. Man, I should have a GoPro on me so you can see what I'm doing from my point of view. So I just ran that sock right around there. Now I can just put that back on. There we go. Just cinch this down a bit more. Bring it over here so you can see what I'm talking about. See, is able to get the sock so I can go a little bit further. Otherwise, that one that has the full end of the sock, I can't get past that as far as it'll go because I wanted to go up onto the rugs a little bit further. And this one, I ran that sock, the hose through the sock, and then I can get that sock all the way around the edge of there. So now I'm getting a really good vacuum. So I'm gonna use that water and start rinsing out a little bit more. You sure got to make sure these rugs are rolled up nice and tight, otherwise you get areas where they've got a little bit of a cavity where that water isn't flushing through. So when you unroll it, you'll have like a real wet area where water it's just been sitting on the fiber in the back and it's not being sucked through. So you got to make sure this rug is rolled up really nice and tight. As well, it's not nice and tight, but so there's really no air gaps through it, which I can tell. This one's good. Sometimes you create too much of a vacuum that it locks. It'll lock that pressure so much that you won't get that, because you need air to pass with that water to flow through. You need volume of air, so it kind of piggybacks through the hose. But if you've locked that up really tight at the end where that little control valve is that allows air through, if that's locked right up, you can see as soon as it's shut off, I'm not getting as much water coming through. But when I slowly open it a bit more, it's allowing air to come through, and then it's allowing that more water to be vacuumed out. Losing my drawers. Does that mean I'm losing weight? Hope so. Boy, you sure don't feel guilty about, well, I was gonna say eating pizza, but gotta eat healthy too. Healthy pizza at night. Oh, my wife takes such good care of me. She makes sure I eat nice and healthy, keep strong. I'm so thankful for that gal. Flip this up. I'm just gonna keep this on this edge right now because I don't want to go over my hose. It's rinsing out really nice. So what I'll do is I'll let this run for until I can't really see as much water come through this vacuum. And then I'm gonna disconnect it. That's pulling a bit more through. See, it's been running for, without putting water on it, it's been running for, my word. There we go. It's been running for about, I'd say maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes with the truck, or without the water being flushed through there, and still getting some come through, right? So I'm still gonna let that run for a little bit longer. So I want to get as much of that moisture out of there, because I figure extraction is 1,200 times more efficient than evaporation. So the more extraction, the more water I get out of there. Sorry, you're bumping up and down. The more water I get out of there, the quicker it'll dry in the rug room without having to do a lot of the evaporation process. That's the plan. Shut my pump off, or it's going to run dry. Probably going to time lapse this so it's not boring for you. This hose is out of here. I think that's good. Take that off. Boy, you could hear the truck mount start to speed up when I took that off and released some pressure. What I like to do after this, I just go grab my wand. I think all of these are 1.5 inches. So this is a 2-inch wand. Don't do that. And I'm going to do a bit of hand extraction with the wand, just to finish it up. Then that last little bit, get that out of there, because I could tell it totally wasn't wrapped around that the rug sucker totally. So there's a little bit that I can hand extract with the wand. too shabby. This is a nice one. It's a 2-inch titanium. It's a 3-jet one, which is, yeah, really nice. Not overly complicated. Really gives a nice even spray with the jets, but doesn't have any of the fancy swivel head. But boy, it's nice having that little S neck at the bottom, because if you're in houses, you can get under furniture pretty good, fair distance, under beds, dressers. You can tell that this just gets the last little bit of that moisture. Well, not last little bit, good chunk of it. So it just needs to be placed in the drying room. This is a grooming rake, carpet groomer. Just gets everything all nice and uniform. Gets the yarns all nice and opened up. Still has that wear, which is, it's just too bad. But boy, oh boy. Turned out pretty good. We'll get it into the drying room in there. Thank you very much for spending time with me cleaning these rugs, or this rug. Again, we're based in Chilliwack, and if you are interested in having your rugs cleaned like this, we do any type of rug, whether it's wool or if it's a synthetic, if it's, you name it, we'll clean it. We've got all the different types of products for cleaning. We do different types of chemistry, different types of machines, whatever we need to get the job done right. So give us a call, 604-316-7075. Thanks again for watching the video. We'll see you next time.